Hey guys, it's Clay on the trail. This video is a 4-day, 3-night adventure my wife and I took up it's a Weber drainage above Fish Lake, Sand Lake, and Round Lake. This is a little no-named lake that we ended up staying at. So stick with us, join us in the adventure. Good afternoon, guys. Clay on the trail here with my wife Stephanie and good old Cash on the trail. We are gonna hike up over top of this hill here and down into the other side, the Weber drainage, and hit a little lake by Fish Lake and Sand Lake. I've done this a couple times before. There is no trail on this side, but it cuts off a substantial amount of miles. It's just really steep. And the drive to the trailhead here, or where we start walking, is hard on vehicles. So if you want to see the hike up and over, check out some of my other videos. I believe I did an off trail or a solo hike, I don't remember which, to Fish Lake. Whew. I will just be showing the highlights today. Alright, so we made it to the top of the saddle. Actually found a big game trail. There was a couple of cut pieces of wood that were older. So this may have been an old trail once upon a time. Kind of seemed like it was going the wrong way. From where I'm used to going, it was going the wrong way, but it took us to the same place. A little bit easier of a trail, and just a little bit longer. So we're both still trucking along. We're about to hit the other side where we drop down into the drainage over here, and then it'll be a piece of cake from there on out. So we have seen all sorts of tracks, but this is the first actual wildlife we've seen. That's a porcupine. With Cash, I don't really want to get too close to him, but so we are definitely taking a different route than I've ever taken before. I had no idea that there was a huge meadow right here. We keep seeing cairns, and I think there's a campfire ring back there a little ways back, and my guess is elk hunters. Probably horse packed. There's no water up here though, so it seemed a little weird, but cool nonetheless. Lots and lots and lots of elk tracks, or moose tracks even. Alright, you guys have seen some of the trails I've hiked on. We just came off a huge cliff band. Thought we were taking the smart trail. Didn't work out very well, but we have made it down. Little different place than I'm used to ending up. So we're actually gonna have to hike back up to the lake. But I hear water ahead, at least I know which creek we're at. Alright, so we have been seeing fish in this little outlet of the lake we're staying at. We just need to find a place to camp now. It's about 6, just a little bit after 6 o'clock. We didn't start till 4. But part of that trail was rough. So we'll be back when we're set up. Okay, Cash found a place to lay down. We got the tent set up, kind of the flattest spot we could find. This is an old tent. I've had this one for, I don't know, 10, 12 years. It's heavier than the newer models they make, but comes complete with a doghouse. I'd say there's room for two. Our tensors, Nemo tensors. I have a wide and Steph has a regular. I don't know if you can see down on the bottom there. They overlap each other a little bit, so this is going to be interesting, but it will work for tonight. We got us a fire going. It's not hot, or it's not cold, but we're doing hobo dinners for dinner, so I'll burn us down some good coals. Plenty of firewood right here. I didn't bring a saw or anything. I just break it up, burn it in half. Got the chair out, ready to go. I'm gonna pull out my new toy. I'll show it to you down by the lake. So I did break down. I have to either thank or blame the backpack blazer, Dustin. I'm the proud owner of a new Tenkara fly rod. It is a big old long sucker. I've got a 12, I think it's a 12-foot reel and 12.5-foot line plus the tippet. And for these little lakes, I took it up yesterday to a little no-name lake and caught 3 fish in about 30 minutes. Once I actually figured out how to use it. It is quite cool. And this one comes in at 2.8 ounces compared to the almost 3 pounds my old fly rod was. So let's go see if she works up here. Okay, so I have fished this lake a couple of times and I've always had really, really good luck. Today will be no exception. This does take a little getting used to. And I just lost it. I pulled too hard and it pulls them out. Probably lost my fly. It's hard to get the string in your hand with the pole in the other hand and a camera in one hand. So that almost worked, but we'll catch another one. All right. When one tries to do only one thing at a time, it turns out way better. Not a huge fish, but a fish nonetheless. All right, guys, here's dinner. So when I caught that last fish, I set my camera down and walked away from it. Took me a minute to find it, but we have some hamburgers, potatoes, cream mushroom soup, seasonings. Very, very delicious. So the last time we were at this lake, we were catching a fish every other cast. And I have planned a dinner this trip of fish. I've caught 3, but I've only brought 1 actually to shore. It was not a huge one, but I'll take several little ones. Taste as good as one big one does. But maybe a first thing in the morning fish will be better, or even they're really starting to feed right now. Maybe this time of day I just need to be a little more patient. Because I think I have a bagel to eat if I don't catch any fish. I'd rather have a fish and a bagel. But you can see they're out here. I just got to figure it out. My last cast, I caught the top of one of these trees and broke my tippet off. So I'll go finish eating and then I'll put another chunk of line on and try again. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Sit here and enjoy the fire for maybe another hour. See if we can get a good night's sleep on this hill. I found a better campsite on the other side. At least it's flat. Yeah, we'll see how we sleep tonight. We may move tomorrow. So we'll see you guys in the morning. All right, well, good morning, everybody. We have moved camps to a much nicer camp. This is grassy with a fire ring close to the lake. We are packed up. We've had breakfast and everybody, including Cash. And we're going to walk over to Fish Lake and some of the lakes around it. So we are trucking along and started smelling onions where we were walking. So Steph has found some wild onions. They're not very big, but they have a little bulb on them. We've also found some parsley cruising through here, so we're going to go catch some grayling and we'll have some onions and parsley with it. All right, so we bushwhacked off of the, there's not really a formal trail, but there's a trail from the lake we're at to here, but it comes in at the dam on Fish Lake. And I wanted to come in kind of at the corner, and then we'll fish towards the dam and then walk down to Sand Lake. But we are getting our first views. The lake should come clear around over here and go clear to over there. So no matter where we walk, we're going to walk right into it. All right, so we made it to Fish Lake. There is a group of people straight across from us here. Looks like somebody down on the dam and another guy over on a set of rocks over here. But not as packed as I would expect for the 4th of July weekend. Granted, it's early Friday morning. But we're going to go across here and see if we can catch any grayling. We've got some. Goodness gracious. I gotta learn how to use this thing. First cast. Beautiful little grayling. They're not huge here, but he will be dinner. That's good. Okay, so the lake has given up. This is my third. I didn't get my camera out for the last one. They're not huge, but you know, 3 make a meal for 2 people. All right, we made it to the dam. I've never been to Sand or Round Lake. I don't know if we'll make Round today or not. We're going to head that direction. Caught 4, kept 3. One of them was just teeny. It's a beautiful lake, but because it's so beautiful, there's so many people here. Not my thing. We're moving on. All right, so we made it to Sand Lake and the fish are jumping out of the water. They're like 2-3 inches long, but they're just jumping everywhere. It's crazy. I'm gonna see if I can catch me some middies. So I did catch one. He's teeny. I didn't realize they were grayling down here. I thought they were brookies. So I'm surprised to see some grayling in here, but we're just gonna play around here, around the edge, watching these things just jump everywhere. My fish, or my hook, is a pretty good size hook, so I couldn't, these little teeny ones keep hitting it, but they can't bite it, which is okay. Man, I've just never seen them jump like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're all just little baby ones.
So this lake has been very fun. I've caught 10, 12, like I don't even know how many fish. I've lost count a couple times. Nothing big, but you can just see them on the shore. You just throw a fly out there and they attack it. There'll be a dozen of them. Just attack it all at once. So Sand Lake, fun fishing. It would take 6 of them to be a meal, but the biggest one I think I've caught is, I don't know, 8, 9 inches. They're skinny, but man, everywhere I stop, you just throw it in. It takes 1 or 2 casts and you got one on. All right, we are at the inlet of the lake. I counted 20 fish that I caught just walking along the shore, and I was only throwing it in when there was at least one big one in the bunch. I didn't always catch that one, but what a great lake. It would take a half dozen to get full. But beautiful. We're gonna walk up the outlet, or the inlet here. I think it's the outlet, one of the outlets of Fish Lake. And we'll cut it back across it. Head back to camp. All right, we made it back up to Fish Lake. A little bushwhacking. There's a little pond over here. I went up it on my last Fish Lake video. No fish, just water. All right, tonight's dinner. This is Friday night. Fresh caught grayling, stuffed with wild parsley and wild onions. We got back, I don't know, a couple hours ago, and it rained for 30 seconds. It was enough to put us in the tent, but we ended up taking a nap when we got in there, so. Pretty great trip so far. I walked around the lake here and caught about 6 more fish. One of them was really, really nice, but we already had some for dinner, so he got to go free. So we've had a little bit of rain here and there, not very much, but it looks like it might actually sock in just up here on top. Over there and over there, nothing but blue skies. So once again, we're just enjoying the fire. Nope, here comes hail. We're gonna go hide in the tent for a minute. Yikes! So I've got my 2 Sea-Knock bags with a Hydro Blue VersaFlow, doing my gravity flow thing, and hope you can see that. Those are all bugs swimming around in the water. But when you get down here, not a thing. Important to not just drink right out of the lake.